What's the role of digital in China marketing and China brand building? It's massive. It now represents part of the entire customer journey mix. It's an enclosed ecosystem.
And a lot of brands are doing very well, not only those IT brands, but also many other traditional brands. For example, like Snow Beer and Haier, and they have done large-scale digital campaign, and which really leveraged social media to have equal and interactive conversation with their consumers. And so digital is going to be a wave, not only ridden by the digital brand, but also traditional brands.
So there are basically two sides, digital as channel, so e-commerce, and then the other side is digital as communication, which is the brand experience. Chinese brands tend to do very well on the e-commerce side. Again, that reflects their instinct as entrepreneurs, as distributors, as salespeople. On the brand experience side, I think international brands are still doing a better job. However, I am seeing some brands doing great job in terms of communicating with the consumer in the digital space. When I think about in Haidilao, the campaigns that they come up are so attuned with the digital culture in China. And the digital culture in China is very distinct from the rest of the world. So, we used to have this joke that if you can't read Chinese, you really can't function in the digital space in China, because the digital culture is very distinct. It has a lot of nuances, it's filled with slangs. So local brands really should have an advantage on that front.
Based on a recent survey from DCCI, 28% of the online time spent was on social, and the respondent, 27% of the respondents saying as though they will buy products that are mentioned and featured on the social network.
First of all, it might help to lower the cost of brand building, and also it gives you this platform to engage your target audience in a more intimate and direct way. Thirdly, it helps you collect the data and understand and evaluate the investment of your marketing dollars. For unknown brands from China to tap into or to enter into global brands, you still need to build the awareness, and social media can help you strengthen that awareness and also build the bond with your target audience.
Brands sometimes nowadays can no longer hide behind the media, PR things, okay? So people, those most heated Weibo got retweeted like 1,000 times, okay, in just an hour or two. The brand have to face it, okay? You have to be good, rather than you can expect finding some PR company to handle it for you. So this is a blast for all the Chinese consumers. It's not just from a consumerism point of view. It's good, we can have a third-party objective view, okay, on something, and the voice of people can be heard about anything, actually.
That's why there is no doubt, I think, every brand now believes that it's a very critical battleground for them to be in, and that will be very helpful to build a brand. However, the challenge is always that it's new, it's very new, it's changing, the movement is the culture movement is still not very stable yet. So that literally means the brand needs to pay more attention to what's happening out there. And maybe I always tell my client that you need to try. You need to be there. You need to try new things. And then you sort of can figure out what applies to you most and best for your brand. The brand used to do is to produce content and broadcast to consumers. What digital means is that consumers now are getting involved in the creation of the content, and the consumers are very actively change the way how brand being perceived. So the brand now should be playing a role that it should start a conversation, it should generate the lead of the content, but allow consumers to be part of them, to shape and to reinvent sometimes for the brand. The importance of microblog in China is actually very unique. You don't see that anywhere else in the world. I think it becomes I would say it's a gateway for consumers to get there, to get access to the news, to know interesting things and to share their point of views. Nowadays, the microblog actually aggregates all type of contents, from video to longer blogs to different whatever activities, consumer activities there are out there. So that is huge, that consumers can literally share, not only just share, but also follow the brand and also interactive among themselves, the fans. And that is really unique, and that is really a great battlefield for brands.
Again, because the market itself is fairly new to the medium as an advertising channel, there's a lot of learning that brands want to take in. And it's interesting because brands tend to actually utilize digital tactics very well. There's a lot of consumer usage for digital, whether it is with such Facebook or Twitter equivalents like Renren or Weibo, or whether it's in more modern types of digital mechanics like Weixin, which is more for mobile usage. There tends to be a limitation from how brands are actually effectively utilizing digital as a strategy when it comes to advertising properly. So again, part of the learning for many Chinese brands is how do we take in the different types of digital tactics and use them in a purposeful and brand building effort.
Everything is digital. Consumers are just looking for essentially what's convenient and what adds value. And in digital, in terms of communication, you can do more than you can do in traditional media. So it's obviously key to build digital into your communication.
More and more people, probably more than half of the online consumers actually do trust opinions coming out through the online world in terms of brand reputation, quality of various brands. I think the challenge is how do you actually lead an online conversation for any particular brand to help build your brand story and brand experience moving forward, hopefully to generate longer term brand value for your brand.